Well, good morning. This is MPD, the man who makes it about you and the results that you want to create in your life. Thank you for joining me this morning. This morning I thought I should read something from my book, Destiny Consciousness, that tells you how I got to be involved with this message of conscious success and the conscious way of living and the internal battles that I experienced going through this message to a point where I almost gave up on writing this book because of what I saw as the pushback that I was going to experience because of the message that is contained in this book. So sit down and just listen to my story. It's not going to be a long thing that I'm going to read, but I'm just going to read something briefly so you gain an appreciation of the story behind the book. Living in full authentic self-expression. That's the title of the section. Some things in life we do not choose, they choose us because of the divine order or plan. No matter how much we may try to run away from them because of some fears we may have and what we may see as our current incompetence, weaknesses, imperfections, unworthiness, or challenges, they just stick with us and continuously seek expression through us in one way or the other. Fighting a message, a calling, or an assignment that has chosen you and whose time has come is futile and leads to stuckness and resistance in life. It leads to unhappiness, ill health, insanity, and non-fulfillment in anything that you do. However, surrendering to and being that which has chosen you is the only thing you can do to experience flow and inner happiness. It is the only thing you can do for your peace of mind, sanity, and personal growth in spite of your age and circumstances. God chooses us, purpose chooses us, and we become the medium through which the will and pleasure of God or the universal intelligence is expressed. The message of consciousness as expressed in this book chose me. I did not choose it. I tried so many times to resist and ignore its calling because I knew how it would be perceived, since most people are still unfamiliar with this arrangement of truth, and because of how it challenges our conditioned belief systems and prejudices and ways of being and doing that we've been happy not to paying attention to. I also did not want to make myself a subject of hate because of how quick people are to judge and negatively label the message and the messenger if they feel threatened by it and are challenged out of their comfort zone and are made to take full responsibility for everything in their lives. Also, at first, when I received the call, because of my conditioning, I felt unworthy and unqualified to be the messenger, until later on when I started to truly get the essence of the message and what it's all about. One of the reasons it's taken me more than 6 years to write and publish this book is that the small man in me, the lower self that's ruled by fear and is identified with the mind, has been in a consistent fight with the higher self or my spirit. The small man in me has been afraid of the consequences of executing the divine prompting and instruction to get this book published. This has been because of the nature of the message I have been given and instructed to share with people, which challenges what we've always known to be our ways of doing and being here on earth. Until the very last day when I forcefully submitted the manuscript to the publishers, my mind was always wrestling with my spirit, trying to convince me not to have this book published because of the wrath it would evoke among certain people who are served by the status quo and by most people's unconsciousness. So many times I contemplated not proceeding with publishing this book. I contemplated altering certain aspects of the message to avoid being misunderstood and fought for being a messenger of this message that forces us to face everything in our lives and avoid nothing. However, each time I wanted to yield to the pressures of my mind, I could not get myself to do so. Instead, I would experience deep sadness in my spirit and would feel like I'm betraying God, my higher self, and my higher purpose of being. I would feel miserable for being a coward and for running away from my higher purpose of being an assignment here on earth. However, no matter how much I try to pursue the mundane like everyone else, suppress my spirit and distract myself by many activities, this message, through its resonance with my being and spirit kept calling my name until I had to die to self and surrender myself to it. God also made sure I heeded the call by taking me through different experiences and arranging my life such that I was forced out of my comfort zone and man up. My attempt to run away from this message was tantamount to me trying to run away from self, which was and is impossible. We come to earth as messengers, not creators of the message. The message we carry is woven in our being and our essence, and is discovered when we fully engage with life and avail ourselves to be used for something bigger than ourselves. This message is found in what we are fascinated by, challenged by, and find fulfillment in doing. Each one of us has a different path in life to experiencing and fulfilling the message that chose us before we were formed in our mother's wombs, our high calling and ultimate destiny. No two people are the same. Hence, you cannot judge someone's journey and experiences based on yours, because you don't know the greater plan, the universe, the universal intelligence or omnipotent God has for that person and the people to whom that person is called to serve. Our paths to greatness, to life and to greatness are as different as we all are. That's why there can't be a generic formula to the issues of destiny. God prepares our paths the way He deems right and sees appropriate, based on our individuality and unique callings or assignments. The voice of our essence always tells us the message we carry for the whole and the message we are in the whole. This message defines and sustains us, is who we are and what we are here for. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how I got to publish this book. I went through a lot of internal conversation struggles. I believe that when you get your hands on this book and you started devouring the contents of this book is going to reveal to you things that you never knew about yourself. It's going to reveal to you things that you never knew about, the realms that are beyond the natural or beyond the obvious. I invite you to get this book. I invite you to spend time and just dig deeper and see for yourself what is in it. It's going to transform you. It is going to force you to face everything in your life and avoid nothing. There won't be any sacred cows anymore in your life. You will face yourself for who you are, and you will learn how you can move yourself from where you are to where you want to be, how you can translate your word into something that is feasible and tangible, how you are going to create the experiences that you want for yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again. And I'm happy to support you through this book. I'm happy to support you through everything that I do. And I know that together we can manifest greater and greater creations. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. And I believe that we are going to have an awesome time here on earth because we've been given all the tools that equip us for this experience we call life.